Hello Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading for July 11th to the 17th. This is for Capricorn Sun and Rising, and if you're a subscriber, you'll notice I'm not in my normal Brooklyn apartment. I took a little road trip over to see my family for the 4th of July, and I am now in a hotel in North Carolina? Yeah, I'm near Raleigh, Durham. All right, so that's why we have this different setup, but you know, this is the biggest desk space I could find. Now, Capricorn Sun and Rising, listen, if you saw my July reading, you know there's a lot going on, especially for you, okay? Now, this week, July 11th to 17th, I'm not gonna lie. The main thing, we have a full moon in your sign, okay? Your first house. Listen, this is crazy. The full moon in Capricorn, you know, Capricorn. Listen, ruled by Saturn. So, here's one thing I want to point out, and you're going to love this, Capricorn, all right? The day before the full moon, and we're talking, and so what is that, the 12th? That's Tuesday, all right, July 12th. Venus is trining Saturn, okay? So what does that mean? It means it's a really, really good day to initiate long-term commitments for those things that you want and you desire. Remember, Venus, all about desire, all about love and attraction and money and all the finer things in life, all the things that we want, okay? And then we have that full moon in your sign, in your first house, your identity, everything about you, Capricorn. This is your week, okay? So listen, that makes the theme of the week, raise a glass, all right? Raise a glass because we're going to toast new beginnings for you. Capricorn, we're all going to see it starting to happen this week. Now, this is why we do tarot. First, if you are new to my channel, I do a general Celtic cross spread, gives a best general overview, but I also use astrology, as you know, and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity than just a general tarot reading, okay? Brings a lot more insight, and then we get to get a little bit more specific that way. So I've already given these cards a really good shuffle, Capricorn. Let's go ahead and get started with your reading for July 11th to the 17th. Okay. Now, if you are new to my channel, it would be so great if you like and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow. And if you are a subscriber, I do want to take this time to thank you so much for being here with me every week. I really do mean that. It is so inspiring, the comments that y'all leave. I love it. Y'all really make my day. So thanks again for being with me through this journey of me starting to do this on YouTube. I've been doing this for a long time. If you want to book a private reading with me, you know where to find me. It's all in the description. So, but this is new, this whole YouTube thing, and I have a lot of fun with it. So here we go. I'm going to pull these over a little bit. Again, because this is new, I'm in a very new space. The camera, I'm also like on my laptop here, so it's a very different zoom lens, but either way, I'm going to bring the cards up to the screen so you can see it. Now, Capricorn, listen, when I say this is going to be a really big week for you, I'm not even joking. This is going to be an amazing week for you. Oh my goodness, Capricorn. Now listen, I never like to say one reading is better than another. One reading for a different sign is better than another. But yours is really good. Okay, so this is your week again. Now let's go ahead and get started. You did pull the 3 of Pentacles. I love this for you, Capricorn. Okay, listen, y'all are leaders, y'all are fearless. I love Capricorns. Y'all make amazing leaders. Now this is great because it's saying that you've been working with teams, okay? You've been working with other people, and you know, you may already do that in your career. You already may, you know, be maybe the manager or the director or someone who, you know, takes charge, or you may just be part of a team environment. But listen, there was a moment that it helped in the past, helped you really grow in terms of not only career-wise, but personally, okay? You can see here the stonemason, he's consulting with the architects. He can't build this cathedral without him, and vice versa. Teamwork makes the dream work, all right? So this is really great because you're coming from that situation. This came up in your past area, all right? And what I always say in my readings, well, not always, but listen, it is so important, that connection with other people. And I only bring that up is because I think you see it now. You see that working with other people, you can be really successful when you do that. Okay, Capricorn? You can be incredibly successful. Especially because if you think about all that energy in Cancer, that's your seventh house of partnerships, okay? We have a lot of energy in Cancer right now, especially the Sun and Mercury, all right? Now, that brings us to the heart of this spread. You got the Judgment card, one of my favorite cards of all time, okay? Now, listen, this is really what's going on this week. You are going to have an awakening. And again, remember what I said about the teamwork. It probably gave you a new perspective. It probably made you think a little bit differently, okay? Now, Capricorns, hear me out. This is all about having an awakening. And if you want to say spiritual awakening, that's the connotation that it normally goes with, okay? But I can also, if you're not, spiritual means so many things to so many different people. It's just having that moment of clarity within you, having that aha moment. You hear the sound of the trumpet, Archangel Gabriel blowing the trumpet, and you're like, I hear my calling. I know what to do now. I see things now, all right? But listen, it's not all about seeing things all the time. This is also hearing. This is the only sound that is really pointed out in tarot, all right? The blowing of the trumpet. Now, how important is sound? Sound, if you think about it, we can go all the way back to humankind. We can go through every different time era, from Gregorian chanting to Native American drum beating. Sound has been so healing, all right? So hearing that sound of a trumpet, having that awakening, you can see the dead people arising. Gray really represents wisdom, all right? So you're gaining newfound wisdom, all right? But also really big awakening, all right? Huge spiritual awakening, but also just an awakening where you see a lot more clearly. This full moon is going to expose a lot for you, okay? Now, look, you did get the 10 of Swords. But in your challenge area, okay, this is really interesting because the Ten of Swords, as you can see, looks pretty grim, all right? I'm not going to lie. It does look pretty grim, but I have good news for you. Well, here's the thing. Sure, is he dead? We don't know, okay? But he's being impaled by 10 swords, all right? Now, what I want you to know is that this means that any struggle, any hard work, or any burnout, any stress that you've been going through, you've coming to the end of it. 10 is the end of the suit, okay? Think of those swords aligning the chakras, not killing him. Aligning the chakras, okay? Almost like a rebirth. You can see the black clouds disappearing. You see the sun breaking out in the horizon. So this is actually a really good card, but because it falls in your challenge area, I want you to know when you have this moment of clarity, I want you to embrace it, and I want you to accept it, and I want you to know that this is going to happen for you, all right? And I don't want you to be on autopilot at this point, okay? Remember the people in your life too. Remember those moments that really brought you to this moment this week. I don't want you to be on autopilot. If you don't have that moment of clarity, I want you to look within and I want you to find it, okay? A lot of this takes effort. Sometimes we can't just sit around and wait for things to happen, right? And so I really, really want you to make some effort into going into this life cycle with this newfound clarity and even spirituality and just this new freshness, okay? New perspective, but also just like have this passion to move forward. Just find that within you, all right? Now, here's the thing. You did get the Knight of Swords, and you also got the 5 of Swords, okay? So, listen, and of course, we can't forget the 10 of Swords there. But here's the thing. Knight of Swords, this came up in your crown, all right? So we know that your mind is going a million miles a minute, all right? So there's a lot of things you want to do, and there's a lot of things that are going to come to mind for you, all right? Remember that Jupiter is in Aries right now in your 4th house, okay? There's a lot going on in your life in general, especially with this full moon in Capricorn that's going to expose a lot. Now listen, okay? 4th house rules our domestic sector, so you could be going through times where, or right now, you could be thinking about changes in the home, okay? Even if you're not thinking about it, It could be coming. It could be happening, all right? Maybe you have to move. Maybe you have to look for a roommate. Maybe your roommate's moving out. Maybe you're having a baby. Maybe you have to expand, all right? So many things that happen in our domestic life, okay? It's really make your mind go a million miles a minute. I don't want you to trip up, okay? If there's the one thing that I usually point out when this comes up in the crown, nights are really fiery, all right? But here's the problem is that he's so active, all right? So active. He's the most impulsive. He can trip, all right? So just remember that. Let's think I feel like your mind wants to go into like a million directions, and I feel like that full moon is going to trigger a lot of it, of you thinking like, what do I do next, and what's going on with this, and what do I do? Just wait for that moment. Have that awakening, all right? And have that just new perspective moving forward and just knowing what you want. Whittle it down a little bit, all right? Because this is really, really crazy energy. But listen, 5 of Swords. Come on, Capricorn, deep down inside, there's something that you're fighting, all right? And I'm getting this huge, the message that I'm getting is mostly internal, all right? Especially with that Knight of Swords in your crown, okay? The root, this is all about, you can see there, he's at battle here, all right? He's at battle, but here's the thing, look, he's got more swords than the other people, all right? Didn't really play fair. I don't like that smirk on his face, all right? Who likes that smirk on his face? It means that he didn't play fair, but at the end of the day, this is all about choosing your battles wisely, all right? So, Capricorn, if you are going through some mental conflictions right now, if you're going through this tug of war between like doing this or doing that or not knowing where you're at, you will have that moment of clarity, all right? So, you don't have to fight anymore, all right? Put those swords down. Now, if you do find yourself having to maybe not seeing eye to eye with a family member, okay, or even your partner, or even colleagues, all right? Maybe if there is some sort of argument or fight that is building and building, I want you to know the main message for this card. Obviously, pick your battles wisely, but if you find yourself in that situation, remove yourself. You don't need it. You don't need it, Capricorn, okay? I feel like this is a mental battle. It's kind of like a mental battle with someone else, like who can outdo the other person. Almost like one of those, like a Judd Apatow movie or something, you know, where it's like, oh, well, he did that, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna get him back. But listen, this is all about being the better person out of this situation, but also being a better version of yourself, okay? That's what we want. It's not about the battle, it's about how you approach it and how you come out on top of it, all right? So, once that happens, Capricorn, look what you got. You got the Ace of Cups, and I'm not going to lie, this came up in your future area, all right? So something's going to happen this week that's going to make you feel so, so good. Ace of Cups really is the heart of the tarot, okay? Really is the heart of the tarot. You can see overflowing with emotions, all 5 senses, all right? This came up in your future area, so at some point this week, something may happen where you are, remember what I said, that full moon in Capricorn? What I didn't mention is that Mercury is sextile in Uranus, all right? You could get some sort of message, unexpected, good news. It's going to, oh my goodness, it is going to bring you so much joy. Now, when I say so much joy, I'm talking like nirvana here. I'm talking like love and above. I'm talking, pure joy and happiness to a whole other level, whole other dimension, all right? This is going to happen, and I love that for you, all right? It is going to come after you have this spiritual moment, and it could be that moment of clarity that brings that the Ace of Cups as well, all right? Either way, you're in a really good place, okay? Either way, everything is moving forward for you. I just don't want you to get stuck, okay? Don't get stuck at all right? Now, Capricorn, let's move on to your staff. I'm just like, I really don't need to clarify anything here. You're good. You just need to have this moment of clarity and this awakening, this arising, okay? Now, moving on to your staff, Capricorn, when I say this is your week, I don't want you to just raise a glass. I want you to break out the champers, all right? I want you to get the finest bottle you can get and just listen This is amazing. This is going to be a very celebratory week. First of all, you got the Page of Pentacles. Now, we love the pages, all right? Out of the minor arcanas, they usher in a lot of change, okay? Second to the ace, all right? But this is all about newbie, all right? Now, when I say newbie, this is really, really new, all right? Because Page, not yet a knight, not yet a queen, not yet a king, newbie, all right? You also see all that yellow. I love that fresh, new energy coming through. Pentacles, all about money, all right? So there is a point where you could have something come in terms of a new income source. It could be something that has to do with a new partnership that you develop this week. You plant the seeds for that. Remember, with Venus trining Saturn, full moon in Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, that's a lot happening for you, all right? New beginnings, initiate things, all right? I think you will have that moment of clarity on what you have to do, but either way, money is involved. And money is involved in a great way. This is new money, okay? Coming in now. You also got the Temperance card. This is really great. I love this because, well, let me get back to that later, but the Temperance, this is all about balance, right? This is all about moderation. This is a big health card too, all right? Not only is it like balance, but mentally balance, all right? Mental health, all right? Now, she was known as the alchemist way back in the day. And the reason why is because if you think about someone who is like in the lab and pouring all these little ingredients and making something, in a laboratory chemistry class or whatever, it takes the right amount of ingredients to make that the full recipe of like whatever you're making, the full outcome. There's that balance you need for everything, okay? And so make sure that all of that is balanced, like everything that you're doing right now, balanced. Don't put too much attention into one thing or another, but also, it also means take things slow and steady, all right? Remember I said, try not to be too impulsive in the way that you think, but also, you can see she has her foot in that water here, all right? Emotion, but collective and conscious. But listen, this really just means she's taking things slow and steady, all right? Moderation. She's not jumping in. She's not diving in. She's not rushing in, all right? So, testing the waters, but also, this is really good energy in terms of where it comes up in your spread, external factors. Something could come through and really help you balance all that out, okay? Something could come through and listen, a lot of it is emotional. Listen, you got the King of Cups. I clarify that one just to see. King of Cups, this is emotional, all right? King of Cups being on top of that, all right? Now, I already said that you have a lot of activity in your fourth house, your domestic sector, all right? So this is really good because not only will you be on top of your emotions, as you can see, his throne is literally on top of water. That's how stable he is, but this is a really good card for your sex life, okay? So Capricorns, like listen, you could see a lot of changes happening there, all right? Good changes, all right? Especially around that full moon in your sign. Now, you did get the Eight of Pentacles. There we go. You did get the Eight of Pentacles, and I love that for you, okay? We know you've been working hard, Capricorn. You and I, we go way back, all right? I've been in your reading for a long, long, long time. I know how hard you work, and then even astrologically, y'all prioritize work. We know how hard you work. You are so determined. You're so focused. Look at the man who walked away from his city to work on the Pentacles here, okay? This is amazing because right now you are focused on building your legacy, all right? And I love that for you. You do have your eyes on the prize. Now, I don't know if you can see in the background here. Oh wait, oh my finger's over it. You can see in the background here, that's the castle in the Ten of Pentacles. You're on your way. You're on your way. That's so great. And speaking of money, you got the Knight of Pentacles, okay? Now, what I love about the Knight of Pentacles is that even though knights are fiery, I love the Knight of Pentacles. He's slow and steady, all right? Just like the Temperance, okay? Now, they both came up in your staff, all right? Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady. He's very calculating. He likes to see his money grow. It's like, when you think about stocks and investments and like stuff like that, you're not going to see growth overnight. It's like a steady, you have to stick with it for it to grow. That's what he is here, all right? And he looks forward to it, and he's smart about it. And this came up in your final outcome, all right? So you are going to be a little bit more strategic with your money, the way that you invest, and especially toward the end of the month. I think that this is also coming in, like new money coming in as well, especially because you got the Page of Pentacles. So expect new money to come in, especially because Capricorn, listen, you saw my July reading. If you haven't, you need to see my July reading that I did for Capricorn. I go into a lot of detail, and I'm not going to do it now because it's, this is only for July 11th to 17th, but I'll give you a little bit of a preview of what to expect in my July reading. Toward the end of the month, Capricorn, all those planets going into Leo, that's your 8th house, okay? Shared resource, shared money, and not only just shared money, but money coming in other than salary. So bonuses, commissions, maybe another income stream, something with money that is going to, remember we have that new moon in Leo, and that is all in your 8th house. So Capricorn, listen, this week is going to be amazing for you, okay? You're going to start to see a lot of things happening this week. You're going to see a lot of seeds being planted this week, okay? Things that you've been working hard, you are going to have this moment of clarity. You are going to have this, emotional and also spiritual moment that is just like, not just chef's kiss, but like chef's makeout, okay? Is that even a thing? Because this is amazing. And I love you, Capricorn. I love you so much. I love my Capricorns. I don't know if I ever said, I've had 2 bosses who were Capricorns, and I love them so much. They were amazing. Listen, Capricorn, this is your reading for the week. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not yet subscribed, I would be so grateful for you to subscribe and even like this the reading, because it does help the algorithm. And leave comments, claim this. This is huge. I love this for you. Capricorn, thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you next week.